Hi, this is the first of my depression question and answer sessions. I'll only be covering one topic per video, and I'll try and make them as short as possible. There's a disclaimer on all of this stuff, and I will put this at the beginning of every video that I do. This is based on personal experience and my own ideas, or from what I've heard from other sufferers. If you want absolute, positive, concrete proof for some of the things I cover, you're better off going to a mental health professional. None of these question and answer sessions are supposed to be a replacement for the official help. Right, I'm going to have to put these on so I can read the first question. I've got it on size 24 font and I still can't read it properly without my glasses, so I apologise if this is a bit horrible looking. I look like someone's been possessed by the devil or something, with the screen showing reflected off of the glasses. Right, the first question is from someone who wrote to me back in January, called Esther, who saw my PIP assessment videos. And she says, one of the things you talk about in your videos is how you sleep your way through life, which seems to be what happens to me. I don't have any control over it, and I sleep to the point some days where I feel like I'm waking up from an anesthetic after an operation, where I can hear people around me, but I'm not able to respond. I'm not able to get the mental health team to understand this or what I'm going through. Also, I've never heard anyone talking about it until you talked a little bit about it. So how do you explain sleeping your life away in a way that makes them understand, and how do you tell them you have no control of it? Right, Esther. Mental health professionals should know this anyway. But one of the symptoms of depression, one of the diagnostic criteria, is that you have sleep disturbance. Now, I say sleep disturbance, it is written down in some places sleeping too much or sleeping not enough. I say sleep disturbance because for me, some days I will have my hibernation cycles, which is what I spoke about and to which you refer. The hibernation cycle is basically where my emotional state, either stress or just the depression, gets so much that it's like my brain says, I've had enough of this, and just makes me go to sleep. Mental health professionals should know this already. If they don't, they're not very good mental health professionals. There is also the opposite end where you don't sleep enough, and that goes to the point of insomnia, where your mind is racing so much that you don't get enough sleep, which can in turn then kick off a cycle of hibernation, which happens to me. The way I look at it is the hibernation cycle, or the fact that when you're depressed you sleep a lot, is because it's your brain's way of coping. It's your psyche saying, I've had enough of this. I'm isolating myself from the rest of the universe for a while, and the only way I can do that is to shut off. how do you explain this to people? Exactly the way I just have. The way I explain it to people is it's an emotional pressure valve. So if something is getting to me, whether it's stress, whether it's the depression, my mind will flick a switch and I will go to sleep. And the reason I'm only just doing this now, I was going to do it a couple of days ago, is I hit a cycle. I hit one of my hibernation cycles and I slept for 12 hours solid. But in the 12 hours that I was awake, I fell asleep as well. So it wasn't a full 12 hours plus. So I think I slept for about another 3 hours. So it wasn't a 15-hour cycle. It was a 12-hour cycle with a 3-hour nap. Sometimes things happen to us, emotional things that are purely within our own mind, or sometimes there are events that happen to us that overwhelm us. And that's when, for some of us, that switch gets flicked. And we are not in control of that. There is a stress-related condition where if you get stressed, you can have a narcoleptic fit, which is basically the stress sends you to sleep. The depression version is very much like that. And like I said, if the mental health team don't understand that, they're not very good mental health professionals. And I'm very critical of mental health professionals who don't understand the basics. So I don't know whether any of this has helped you, but all I can say from my own experience, there is that emotional cutoff that just says, I'm too stressed, I'm too depressed. And like in depression, you will tend to isolate yourself from other people. This is your mind's way of isolating itself from the universe. It's saying, I can't take enough of this. I will still have the regular stuff coming into me even while I'm asleep. So you can still hear while you're asleep. And you get all the regular sensory information coming to you. But emotionally, nothing's getting through. The only emotions you're getting are the emotions that are associated with any dreams you may be having. So again, I don't know whether that's answered your question to the degree that you would like it to, but I can only give what are my views and what are my experiences, and that's about it. So I hope it has been of some help. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get around to doing this, but unfortunately I've had a lot on my plate recently. So I hope things go better for you, Esther. And if you want to ask a follow-up question, just put it underneath this video. Okay, bye.